morning to one and all. Today, I'd like to concentrate on, I'd like to concentrate on a very important point today. So, number one, first point is not that much important, but second point is very, very important. Based on that, today, all real-time activities will be done based on the second point and what I am supposed to take today and today, tomorrow, and day after tomorrow. Three classes will be taken. These three classes are very, very important for any database developers or database application programmers. Okay, they are joins and subqueries. These two are very, very crucial, and you must pay attention while I am giving the lecture to you. Okay. However, before going to take that one, I'd like to concentrate on case in selection. Let me let me go ahead with previous selection here. Yeah, within this particular selection, so you please observe this one. So this particular thing, case, so and so, so and so, so and so, and so on. Okay, case, then condition, then value, and so on. So I'd like to explain this one for a while, and moving forward to the joins. Last and final thing is this one here in selection. So moving forward to joins. Okay, let me go ahead and moving forward to joins here, case here. So let us consider. So this is the data set line size will be 100, set pages some 50. Yeah, so look at this, select everything from EMP. So here already we have been discussed regarding to decode. There is a built-in function that is decode, which is already discussed. So whatever the decode operation could be done, case also be same. Okay, case also be same here. Let me give you. So we have already taken. So if salary will be by 3,000, he will be on pay. This is just for example only. So situations will be there with you. Yes, you have to go ahead and so apply somewhere else. And I'll give you such kind of tables and such kind of queries also. During that time, we will have some clear discussion. But right now, so salary will be this much 3,000. Then it could be on pay, above 3,000 above pay, and below 3,000 so below pay. Something like that I would like to display. It could be also done by using so decode function also, but how this could be done with the case. Let us have a look how this could be gets operated here. Let us have a look here. So what is my condition is select employee number EMPNO, employee EMPNO, comma e name followed by salary. I'd like to select these fields. Then if salary will be less than 3,000, that could be considered as below pay or otherwise low pay. Equal to 3,000 on pay. Above 3,000, it could be considered as so what you call above pay. Okay, for doing that particular job, let us consider. So case. Now in case, what I would like to specify here. So when. So if you consider the specific so syntax order, when condition, the condition is the salary SAL, the field salary, the attribute salary is less than 3,000, then what is our output? Low pay or below pay. Below pay. Okay. So this is the first condition. Then second condition again, when salary is equal to 3,000, so then it could be on pay, on payment or on pay, however, whatever it is. Third condition, when the salary is greater than 3,000, obviously what we have to specify? Above pay, above pay. Okay. Then after completion of all conditions, whatever the number you could write, you have a facility to write approximately 255 when conditions here. In case 255 conditions could be written by you, there is no problem at all. So after completion of all conditions, then you have to specify end of the case, and also give the what you call column alias name by taking as column alias name, that is payment. Payment. Okay, so you have a facility to give So column alias name also by taking this particular thing as payment. Then next line, so from which table you are selecting? EMP. Okay, so you have to take this particular thing. Look at this. What exactly you did in decode, same thing will be done here, but you have some provision. What is the provision? You could have specify your own conditions. So I wanted to make some 800 to 1000 1500. That could be some kind of condition. 1500 to some 3000, one more condition. 3000 to 4000, one more condition. If you want to specify these many number of conditions, then there could be have a facility to do. But in what exactly in a decode, so you must be operate the condition with sign, SIGN. So sign of salary minus 3000 will be displays you or will be gives you only three values, whether it is a negative one or zero or positive one. So only three values could be given to you. So if you want to apply for more and more, then you'd like to go ahead with case one. So this one. So when I'd like to give you one assignment to you, during that particular assignment, you have the facility to operate these kind of cases here. So this is the way to operate the cases. Okay. So case values will be gets operated something like this, and you could get the answer same as like as a decode, but decode have its own limitation. Number of conditions will be stipulated, or minimum number of conditions could be applied over there. But here, so number of conditions will be, yes, 255 can be gets operated, whereby in decode only one condition could be gets operated. That condition must be gives you how many number of values you have to evaluate. Based on the values, value 1 and output, value 2, output, value 3, output, and so on. Like that, you have to operate in decode. So to eliminate that confusion, case 1 has been introduced. That is the only point here. Then followed by very important point I am discussing with you, that is joins. What is a join? How the join could be gets operated. So join in the sense, we know very well as far as the dictionary point of view, join in the sense, so two different types of items will be there, they will be joined together. If you don't have two different items, you could not join. For example, so two rods will be there, so those two rods will be joined together by welding by operating some welding on that particular on that particular two rods. That could be the join. Otherwise, you could consider whatever it may be. Trees will be joined together by making one more extra plant, something like that. Antu kattatavantar Telugulo. So something like that, joining. So here also for applying joining, so you need to have so table number 1 and table number 2. At least 2 tables must be required. Of course, if you have more number of tables, up to n number of tables, that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter, but at least 2 tables must be there with you, so to operate the join. So that is the basic point you need to understand here. So if you have two tables will be there, so table 1 is there with me and the table 2 is there with me. So how these 2 tables will be joined here in the sense, so you have to write selection here, selection. So selection followed by column 1, column 2, column 3 by operating some this one. So from table 1, so comma table 2. Yes, you have a facility to write something like this as the query. If you put semicolon here, obviously it could be gives you huge number of rows. If you put some kind of semicolon or there. Why it could be gives you the sense, it would be always multiply as much as many number of rows with first table and multiply with second table. For example, table 1 has some 20 rows, and for example 20 rows will be there. Table 2 have some 10 rows will be there. If you are supposed to give such kind of query, 20 into 10, so approximately 200 rows will be, so gives you. So that doesn't make any sense. So I'll show you everything. That doesn't make any sense. To avoid such kind of a condition, what shall we have to do here? What shall we have to do here? We have to write a where class. So on continuation of this one, we need to write, so where So some condition could be operated here. Whatever I would like to give you what is this particular condition, how you are supposed to write this condition. I'll give you where condition must be written by you. So this is the first point you need to remember in terms of joins. Whereas in terms of second point, in terms of joins, 1 to 2. So here I have already told you, so two tables must be existed here. Two tables must be existed here. So every table does have its own columns. Let me say attributes, attribute A, attribute, okay, let me say attribute A1, attribute A2, and attribute A3, and so on and so forth. You have many. And here also attribute B1, attribute B2, attribute B3, so and so on and so forth. Okay, many number of attributes will be there. If you want to apply this join operation, please remember this particular point. This point is very important to operate the joins. So if you want to apply the join, so how many number of tables will be participated within this particular join? So within these, let me consider only two. These two tables must have a common column. A common column must be existed in the two different so some disturbance is there. Okay, however, two different tables. So a common column must be gets happened here. Look at this. Here it is A1, here it is A2, here it is A3, and here it is B1, B2, B3. There is no common column between these two because same name kind of columns are not available here. So therefore, you could not operate join here. You could not operate join here. Then when shall you have to operate the join? Let me write that condition also. Let me write that condition also. Table 1 does have some A1 column name A1. So A2. So column name A2 and A3. So followed by some P. One more column is P. Okay, this is table 1. And table 2 does have, so B1 is one column. So B2 is another column. So B3 is another column. And one more column that is P. Okay, if you have such kind of arrangement in your tables, yes, there could be some possibility to operate so join on these two tables. Look at this. This is a column name P, and here also the column name P. Okay, so having these two tables, table 1, let me say this is a table, table 4 and table 5. For example, let us consider we have already written table 1 and table 2 above. So table 4 does have P as one particular column. Table 5 does also have a P, which is defined with the table 4 as it is column has been defined here. Now join could be gets operated. And how join could be gets operated, just before I have given as first point here. So within this particular point, so this condition could be always specified on this particular common column. Okay, on this particular common column. For example, so table 4 does have P and table 5 does also have P. How this condition could be drawn here in the sense, how this particular condition could be applied here in the sense, table 4 dot, so the column name P will be equal to table 5, so dot, so the column name P. Whatever the values which are having with table 4 dot P will be equal to table 5 dot P. If you take such kind of a condition, I'll give you very suitable example, but this is just explanation point of view here. Okay, so if these two values will be gets equal, then the output will be gets limited here. Okay, gets limited here. So that is why here just before I spoke to you that table 1 does have 20 rows and table 2 does have 10 rows. Obviously you have so 200 rows if you put semicolon at this place. If you continue with where clause, obviously the number of rows will be stipulated. This is the second point you need to remember. Second point is very crucial. And third point, last point, not last but not least, that is the third point. More and more cases, huge number of cases, where exactly you have to operate joins here in the sense, where you have to create this parent-child relationship, where you have to create a parent-child relationship. Yes, thereby joins could be gets operated. Already we have discussed what about the foreign key and how the foreign key could be gets operated. We have been discussed that particular point very clearly. So foreign key in the sense, for example, there is a table something like this. Let me consider this is the parent table, and which does have one particular column has the primary key, and one more table. The table will be called as a child table. So which does have so child column. Child column will be always specified with a double underline. So it might be created some kind of a relationship, something like this. Here you could have one, and here so you maybe gets operated how many here? So infinite number of values could be entered here. Like this, one more table. Let me say this is child one. One more table will be there with me. So this is child two. So I maybe gets created these many number of tables here, child two, and it is also having a foreign key which is pointing the same parent here, the same parent here. Here also you could get operate infinite number of rows here. Something like this. If a relationship will be able to create something like this, then join is possible. Then join is very easily you have to operate. Okay, very easily you have to operate. These are the 3 points you need to remember. These are very, very important points. These are 3 points which we have to remember here. Okay, hope that this introduction will be sufficient to you to understand how join could be gets operated. Now, let me go ahead with how many kinds of joins are there. Totally, we have 5 kinds of joins are available here. So, those joins could be seen in such a fashion like this. First join is equi-join, the equi-join, and second one is so non-equi-join, and third one is next one will be so self-join, so outer join, and Cartesian product join. These are the 5. These are the 5. Out of all these, if you do understand this join very clearly, the remaining all will be very, very, I mean, if you understand equi-join very clearly, so remaining will be just depends on only equi-join. Okay, just depends on only equi-join. You must pay attention. You must pay attention while discussing something about equi-join. This is very, very important for you. And when it could be considered as equi-join, when you have to specify that is equi-join here. When you have to specify here in the sense, already I told you here, where clause must be gets operated here, and this where clause might be taking this kind of a condition here. Already I have given some information, something like this. Okay, table 4, the common column must be taken equal sign. Okay, in where clause table 4 dot common column is equal to table 5 dot common column. Okay, equi-join in the sense very simple. The condition must be operated with equal sign in between 2 common columns of 2 different tables. Okay, if you operate this particular, okay, this is another operator. This is actually another operator. I don't want to put this open closed parenthesis here. Okay, if you specify something like this between, so the common columns of 2 tables or 10 tables or 20 tables, then that is called as equi-join. Okay, that will be called as equi-join. In addition to this equal sign, if you frame other condition, if you frame, so table 1 dot so common column is equal to, so table 2 dot so common column, and let me write on something like this. And so however, whatever the column it might be, some column, some particular column will be greater than or equal to some particular value, however it may be. If you frame something like this, in addition to equi-join, any other condition could be gets operated by you, that is called as non-equi. That is called as non-equi. Okay, do understand these two very clearly. Do understand these two very, very, very clearly. Let me move to SQL here. Let me go to Oracle here. So clear everything. Select everything from EMP. This is the child table. Already I have given some explanation regarding to these two. So select everything from, so DEPT. Okay, this is the parent table. Look at this, parent table does have 10, 20, 30. So unique values, and only one time these are existed. Whereas in child table, if you do observe this particular column, that column is, so this department number of, so EMP table. So if you do observe, 20 will be repeated for number of times, 30 will be repeated for number of times, and 10 will be repeated for number of times. So that what you have to specify, this is the child table and this is the, so DEPT will be the parent table. Yes, it does have whatever the conditions we spoke just before, all those conditions have been satisfied. Yes, two tables are required. Yes, we do have two tables here. And one common column must be existed. Yes, one common column is existed between these two. And based on these two, you have to apply the join here. Normally, if you apply join, how many number of rows will be gets displayed here? How many number in the sense? How many number of rows will be there in the child? Those many rows will be displayed, because always the parent might have very less in number, where the child might have very huge number of rows. Okay, number of rows in child will be very high when compared to the parent here. So obviously, how many number of rows will be displayed? These many. How many number of rows are there in child? Those many rows will be gets displayed. Okay, let me operate this one here. Let me operate for a while this one here. So select, so column 1, what is my column? I'd like to select here employee name, job, and their department name. Look at this, the department name is not available here in the employee table. In employee table, one moment please, I'll come back again. Mahidhar Reddy. Yeah, I'll come back again. So look at this. Here, so I'd like to take employee name, job, and DEPT NO is available with me, but I don't have any department name in employee table. Where exactly department name will be? In DEPT table. Okay, look at this. Select EMP NO, otherwise ename, job. Okay, comma. So DEPT NO. So department name from EMP. Look at this. These two will be available with EMP, and this is available with DEPT exclusively. But this particular DEPT NO does available in both tables. This query does have some problem. So I mean, some error message will be there. So what is that error message? Let us see. Okay, one is employee and second one is DEPT. So I have already told you that the join must be taken where class. So where emp dot table 1 dot common column. What is my common column? DEPT NO, department number, is equal to, so DEPT dot DEPT NO. Look at this. I have been operated equal sign, and my condition could not be continued. Only the common column has taken equal sign. So this entire query will be called as equijoin. Equijoin could be, so common columns must be taken, so equal sign. Of course, this query is wrong actually. It does provide some kind of error message to you. However, so if you frame such kind of a thing, something like this, then it is called as equijoin. Look at this, what is the error? So error will be here, DEPT NO is there with you. This DEPT NO does existed with both the department and EMP. In both the tables, you do have this DEPT NO. You did not give any kind of a clarity. You doesn't give any kind of a clarity to the database that from which table you have to select. From which table you have to select this particular department number. So that is why it is called as column is ambiguously defined. Okay, from where I have to select. So that is the problem. So that is why you'd like to take, so as like as the condition has specified here, in the similar fashion here also, you have to specify the table name as the selection point here. I'd like to select this one from EMP. I'd like to select this particular thing from EMP. Now you can execute this. Yes, it could be executed. Look at this. How many number of rows have been displayed? Only 14. Because how many number of employees are there in employee EMP table, and how many number of employees have been assigned to their so departments, they will be gets displayed here. Look at this. 20 is research. Does it correct? Does it correct? Yes, it is correct. Okay. So 30 will be sales. Does it correct? Yes, it is correct. And 10 is accounting. Does it correct? Yes, it is correct. No employees are available in operations, so that operations doesn't display here. So whatever the output, it doesn't matter for us. So here the query what we have to operate here. So this query in where clause, these two common columns will be taken. So equal sign as a condition, then such kind of thing will be called as so equi-join. It's also called as theta join. It's also called as inner join. It's also called as so join tables, joining tables. Many names are there. Many different kinds of names are there. But basically, it is called as equi-join. However, if you consider equi-join, how many number of people are available here? Everybody has displayed. Okay, totally 14 employees are there with the organization. 14 people have displayed. Now, let me operate one more condition. Let me include one more extra condition. Just wait for a while. I'll open whatever the previously I have been given this many number of queries over there. Let me take ninth query for joins here. So let me operate here joins here. So ninth query for joins here. So display so employee EMPNO job salary. Okay, salary doesn't taken by us, but even salary and DEPT department name for all employees. So that's what we did here. That is what we did here. The same thing we did here. Of course, salary has not been selected. That doesn't matter. So here, that's what we did here. For all the people, so what is their employee name, what is their job, and what is their department name has been so displayed. Yes, we did that particular thing. Now let me give more complex here. Display same kind of issues. There is no difference at all. But I'd like to extend my condition. That employees for those who are getting more than 2,500 as salary. Okay, first condition is so because of this department name, we have been selected this particular data from two tables, so that a common column must be operated as a condition. And in addition to that condition, what we are supposed to apply for extra? So the people who are getting more than 2,500. Look at this. Condition, whatever the thing it may be, it is common. Up to this particular point, it is common. But we have to specify that. And I'm extending the point here. And so let me write everything in second line. That could be better, I think. Okay, and so let me write in separate way. EMP ename, so job, then salary from D name, so from EMP comma DEPT. So let me write the query in the separate way. Where so EMP dot DEPT NO is equal to so DEPT dot DEPT NO. So up to this it is equi-join. If you extend this one, and so salary is exclusively available with EMP, so there is no predecessor of the table name. There is no so EMP dot, may be specified, may not be specified, it doesn't matter because it is exclusively there with employee EMP table, so there is no problem. Salary is greater than or equal to 2,500. However, I don't know how much have been given. Yes, 2,500 here. If you been operate something like this, yes, you could see the data actually total number of people are so 14 people are available, but it is again filtered. We have been filtered up to some more extent by introducing one more command. sorry, one more condition. So therefore, such a kind of queries will be called as non-equijoins. Equijoin could be always specifies. So total number of columns will be displayed from the table here. Total number of columns will be displayed from the specific child table here. And even if you want to filter those for a particular while, then you have to include one more condition here by putting some logical operators, either or and or not. Not could not be taken here into consideration, but and or could be taken here. If you put and, obviously your actual output will be again filtered. Only 5 rows has been displayed. So that is why it is called as, if you specify in such a way, this is called as non-equijoin. Okay. So this is what about equijoin and non-equijoin. So probably it could be enough for you, because within the same day, if I would continue all these in the sense, you maybe get confused. Okay, you maybe get confused. Let me go ahead and let me take so the class by tomorrow. So then we'd like to discuss what is self join, what is outer join, and what is a Cartesian product. Okay, 6 more minutes are available. Okay, let me discuss about this Cartesian product. Cartesian product. So what is the importance of Cartesian product in the sense? Cartesian product doesn't take any condition. Okay, this condition will be prohibited here. In Cartesian join, this condition will be prohibited here. You are not supposed to. You are not supposed to take the condition, implement the condition. So that is why it is called as Cartesian product. Normally, if you take, let me go ahead with the previous slide. Normally, if you go ahead with, let me say, set A will be 1, 2, 3, some values, and set B will be equal to, so A, B, these are the values. Then we would like to write A cross B, set A cross B. Cartesian product will be, so something seems like this. So 1, A, so followed by 1, B, this is first set. So 2, A, so this is first one, and 2, B, this is the second one, followed by, so 3, A, so followed by 3, B. These are the set of values which could be produced by A cross B, the Cartesian product A cross B. So totally here 3 candidates. So here 2 candidates, 3 into, so 2 will be equal to 6 candidates will be the output of this Cartesian product here. Look at this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, these are the 6 candidates which could be comes out from the Cartesian product. Same here also same. Let us see. Okay, let us see how this could be. Select the employee E name, D name from EMP. Let me, sorry, EMP, DEPT. If I would select something like this, so no condition will be implemented here. If I would select like this, look at this. How many number of rows? 14 into 4, total of 56 rows. You could see whatever the discussion we just made here, same kind of thing. 1A, 1B. So first value and these two. Second value and these two. Third value and these two. So look at this. Same thing will be gets happened here. So department, because the parent is department. So column child is employee name. So employee name is Smith accounting, Allen accounting, and so on and so forth. And again Smith research, Allen research, and so on and so forth. And Smith sales, Allen sales, so on and so forth, and so on. So this doesn't make any sense here. This doesn't make any sense. Why it has been taken? No, there is no sense here. Then how could you use a Cartesian product? Cartesian product could be used by taking one specific example here. Let me create two different types of tables. First one is the principal. Second one is the rate. Two different types of things will be taken into consideration. Everybody has today, everybody has some kind of idea regarding to EMI. Okay, EMI, every month interest has been paid by many families. So it could be implemented by using Cartesian product. Let me implement this one because time is very less, so that I'm in a hurry to complete. So create table. So table name is the principal P. Only P could be taken. P number of let me say some 5 some 7 comma 2. Okay, why I have taken this one here in the sense all principal values will be stored here. Some 1,000 rupees, 2,000 rupees, 1,500, something like this. Okay, let me insert into P values. So ampersand P. Okay, so first one is 1,000 rupees. Second one is 1,500 rupees. Third one is let me consider. Third one is 2,000 rupees, and the fourth one is 2,500 rupees. Okay, so select everything from the principal P. These are the values. Then let me create one more thing. So create a table. Table name is RAT. Let me say R. Rate in the sense R. So first one is rate number of so some 5 comma 2. Then followed by time t. So how much time you would like to consider? That's the number of some 3. Okay, let me create this one. So insert into R values. First value is R and the second value is T. Let me introduce this value. R will be rate of interest might be, so let me say some 9.5%. For example, so for 6 months. Okay, so again 9.56 and 10.0 for 12 months, and 11% are 10.5%, 10.5% in terms of 18 months. Let me consider all of this, and would like to select everything from R. Look at this. Now you have to operate the query here. Select. So principal, comma. So rate, comma. So time, comma. So P into T into R divided by, okay, you could operate your own condition from P comma R. You could see 1,000 rupees, 9.5 percentage with 6 months. You may be pay 570 rupees as monthly interest. 1,500, 9.5 will be paid taken 855 rupees per month. 2,000, 9.5 for 6 months, 1,140. 2,500 for 9.5 for 6 months, 1,425. You could see that this could be, we can make some sense. Okay, this kind of output will be make some kind of sense here. Okay, in this way, Cartesian product will be used. But here it doesn't make any sense. So that is why we have